Dylan and I are leaving for Italy today. I'm just very excited. Getting closer to our destination. Just had our first meeting with the first real estate agent. The house we are going to right now is also well, I wouldn't say one of our favorites, but it's in a spot that's really good, so we are very curious to see. We are taking mountain roads right now, so that's something we need to get used to, because of course in the Netherlands where we live we don't really have mountains, so these kind of roads need some taking used to, but the views are amazing here, and people are very nice. Also, this real estate agent again, yesterday the gentleman that helped us the whole day was really nice, really kind, and this one as well, so it's lovely to meet all those nice people. And yeah, we're enjoying ourselves and learning a lot with every visit we do, so excited to see the rest of today. So Dylan is walking back to the car right now because he isn't too sure if he locked it or not. He probably did, but just going to check so I can talk to you guys. It's a bit windy here. We are pretty high. We are at the last house to see today. The house we went before had a beautiful view, and Dylan is over there. This house is very different. It's a bit more in the mountains. It's very secluded. There's nothing here at all. Just mountains. This is not really in the vineyards. This is more, stone, rock. But the views are amazing. We are just taking a walk around the property because we meet with the real estate agent a bit later. But now we get to see it first. So a bit different. You can see behind me. And yeah, curious to see what it looks like inside and what the view is like. But so far it's definitely interesting. Good morning, guys. We are pretty early today because we have a meeting with the real estate agent at 9, and it's a little over an hour drive from where we're staying, and we want to leave early because we are pretty slow here because we are not used to these roads, so we are taking our time. The sun is just rising, so it's full in my face right now, but the landscapes here are amazing, so driving over there, you're sure on the road there are some pretty beautiful views, and we are enjoying it. The sun is pretty intense right now. He has sunglasses, so he is fine. But today I think we have a lot of houses, I think 4 or 5, and some of them might be interesting. Some we need to see in person just to make sure what's there, because from pictures the real estate agents over here don't really take a lot of good clear pictures to see the property. They have the mindset like you need to come over here and watch it for yourself, and that's true because all the properties we've seen so far, some had like 60 pictures, a lot, and still when we were there it was completely different than you can see from the pictures. So they are right there, you just need to go there and see for yourself. So today we have a few that might be very interesting, and we have a few that might surprise us. So yeah, pretty interesting day. And are you excited?
I'm ready for it.
Well, that sounds good. So of course I'm going to take you along and show you little bits here and there, but if you are interested in this whole process, I will show a lot more in the dedicated video I will make about watching properties in Italy. This is more a vlog style to take you along, and I really hope you enjoy it as well. But later on, when I will start a new series of videos about really moving over here, I will show a bit more about the whole process. So for now, this has to do. Yeah. So Dylan and I, bless you, Dylan and I just had lunch, and now we are waiting for the real estate agent to visit this house hidden behind all the greenery here. It's a bit hidden by jungle, a lot actually, a bit more than we anticipated when we saw it on the pictures, but the house still looks in all right shape. The one we visited this morning, the two of the homes we visited this morning were both in a pretty beautiful spot. One of them was for our taste a bit too close to the village, and the other one needed a lot of work. I would like to do that, but I think for Dylan it's a little bit too much work, but we will talk about that later. We'll see when we visited everything. Right now, of course, we have favorites, and there are ones that we like more. You guys watching this probably have favorites already if you've seen some of the videos and pictures. But in the end, we want to see everything that we visit this week. And then after that, I think about it, talk about it. And I think the favorites we have at the end of this week, we will visit again. Just to, you know, with a fresh mind, look at it after you've seen everything. And right now, this is one of the ones that might be really interesting. But all the greenery here, it's just, cannot really see it right now. From the other field, the greenery is even, yeah, it's beautiful, but it's quite overgrown. It's real jungle here. So we don't know about the state of the house right now. But with this property, which is a pretty cool thing, this one is very secluded. There's really nothing else here, just mountains, forest. But if you buy this property, you will also buy another property, I think pretty close by.
500 meters.
500 meters, so pretty close by, which I think is mainly forest. And it has a farmhouse ruin in the middle of it, I think. Which is a pretty large property as well. This one is pretty big, about, I think, what was it?
2 hectares, I think it said.
2 hectares, and the other one I think is 3 hectares, which is acres. 12 acres.
Do you say so?
I think between 12 and 15 acres. I don't really know it on the top of my head, but pretty large properties. So we are very curious to see this one. It's been one of the most interesting ones we saw online. So yeah, we are going to pay attention when the real estate agent arrives and see about it. Right now this is all we can really see. From the other side we saw the other side of the house, which the house looks all right, you know, it's not a ruin.
It looks in very good condition,
It
actually.
looks in very good condition. If you see the rest of here, the property, which is really completely overgrown. Right now we are looking where the entrance might be. That's how overgrown it is. And the car is in the jungle over there because there's not really a driveway or anything here. But yeah, if the house is in good condition or good enough for us to make something out of it, then this might be something. But then still later we have another visit today.
Yeah.
1 visit, tomorrow 3 visits, Friday 3 visits. No, only 1. Only 1 on Friday, Saturday 2 visits,
Monday 1.
Monday 1.
I found the original parking place.
Oh really? Oh yeah. He's looking around. The original parking place might be there, but that's how overgrown it is. But then yeah, Monday we have 1, and then we are probably starting our journey home. But we found 2 properties while looking online when we are here that also might be interesting to look at. We are here now, so we want to make the most of it. So we might do that on Monday, because Monday night we are still staying here in Italy, and then the next morning we will leave to go to France again. Then we have 1 night in France, and then we drive the rest of the journey home. So we want to make the most of the time here. But so far we've seen some interesting things. But it's just a lot to think about. So curious to see this one on the inside and the jungle around it. But right now it looks promising still, although a bit more overgrown than we anticipated. So we'll see.
Это в мае. Ну и когда еще, по-моему...
So right now we are taking a little break from watching properties, and we are in the city of Barolo. We are going to have lunch here, and of course later today we do have 3 properties to visit, so it's not like we're doing nothing today, but just in the morning and having lunch here. The city is beautiful, so of course we're going to walk around. Right now Dylan is buying tickets to go into the castle here to see the wine museum. So after that we will have lunch here, and then later on a few properties again. So nice little break. That's you. That one is you? And that one.
And that one's you.
Yes, just taking it.
It's made out of old barrels.
Yeah, it's very cool. You happy?
Very happy.
Hello guys, I am already in bed. I just got out of the shower and I wanted to give you guys an update on everything that's going on here in Italy. We saw 3 houses today after we went to Barolo to have a little bit of a break of everything this morning. And those 3 houses, all 3 weren't really what we were looking for. The first one was in a place that was not easy to reach at all, and also it was just in a bad state overall. The views were great from there, but not what we were looking for. The second one had a lot of charm, very beautiful building, all old stone, but it needed too much work and was just a bit too pricey for us to do all that work, and it was also not ready to live in very quickly, which is something that we need, of course. We cannot wait another year. We need something that we can live in relatively quickly. And the third one was also very hard to reach and not really what we were looking for. The house was okay, it was livable, but the other part that needed to be renovated was actually very damaged. The roof collapsed, which wasn't the case when we contacted the real estate agent, and also in the pictures wasn't visible because when they took the pictures the roof was actually still intact, but now it's completely collapsed. And of course we knew the property needed a lot of work, but this is just too much for us. So the 3 of today aren't really what we were looking for. So tomorrow we have actually also a pretty relaxed day. We start out in the morning with a little bit of business for Dylan, because we are going to a winery where we will have a tasting, which of course for him is a little bit of work and something he likes at the same time. I think then we will have lunch, and then we view in the I think during the day we have 1 viewing of a property, so pretty quiet day. And then let me think, on Saturday we have 3. One of them I'm really enthusiastic about, and one of them is like a small old castle, something like that, very historic. A little bit on the expensive side for us, but we are still going to take a look because you never know. And then Sunday, of course, we are not viewing any properties here, but we might take a walk around some that we have seen, just to see the area, see the land that comes with it, just to get a bit of a feel for the villages around, just get to know the area a little bit, and maybe go hiking a trail. We have to see what the weather does, because we had a few times that we needed to walk home quickly because there was a thunderstorm, and right now I can see outside the lightning. So we'll see what the weather does Sunday. But then on Monday we have at least 1 property that we are going to look at. We are still discussing with real estate agents to see if maybe there are a few others that we can fit in Monday. And then Tuesday we will leave for France and then sleep there. Wednesday we will be back home. So yeah, a lot going on. Just a quick update in between everything. We'll see tomorrow, and I'm most excited about, I think, Saturday. Hopefully after all this we have a general idea of what we like and what we want, and hopefully one of the properties suits our needs right now and can make some dreams come true. But right now we're still so in the middle of it, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I am going to go to bed soon. Dylan is in the shower right now. Then we will sleep and then start fresh tomorrow morning.
But we are more traditional than modern. You will know that many staples in this region have these arches, so it's something common.
Good morning, guys. We are pretty high up in the mountains right now. On the drive over here, we had for the first time a very clear view of the Alps, which was pretty cool. I'm not alone, Dylan's over there. So yesterday we had the wine tasting and cellar visit in the morning, and then after that we went to a house pretty close by some of the main cities here, and that was the first house where we were both like, well, we could see this working. So that's a positive thing, because up until that moment we were like, could be possible, but not really that feeling like we can do this, you know. And this house was for the first time. Ciao. Oh, the step.
Yeah.
For the first time we were like, well, we see something in it and it could work out here. And of course, up until that moment we saw some houses that might be something, but that house was for the first time that we were like, yeah, this could work out.
It's just very intense, you know, when you view like almost 20 houses in total. I think we've had about 15 of them or 16 now.
Yeah.
Every time you start to imagine what it would be like, start to think about all the little details, to then in the end view a new house which is completely different.
Yeah.
It's quite an intense process actually.
And it's also hard to see, of course we saw online all the pictures and things, and it's hard to see how the state really is. So sometimes we go there with the real estate agent and one of the roofs
in the meantime has
collapsed, and that's quite
out
a big,
of nowhere, you know?
quite a big difference. Quite a big job to do as well. So of course we don't mind a little bit of renovation work. With our budget we also know that we need to do a lot of things when we buy something here, because we are just not able to buy something brand new.
We don't want to.
No,
either.
we don't want to, because we want to have that historic feeling. It needs to have, I hate the word, but a vibe about it. That you think, yeah, this is an old building and you make something beautiful out of it.
But you also don't want to be camping for the first 5 years, you know? Pour all your savings into something that is not even remotely livable.
Yeah.
Just buying a ruin, that's not really what we're after, so.
And the house yesterday was also still probably for most people not up to living standards, but for us it's something that we know we can, in a few weeks you can make it all right to live in while you renovate everything.
It's mostly one part is the structure is completely sound. At least it seems that way. We want to get all this stuff checked out by a professional, of course. But the structure seems completely sound, and it's just internal renovations, which are, I think,
manageable.
Yeah, manageable, more approachable. And
But
then another part needs to be completely done.
yeah, but we can take our time on that. And right now we are actually, you can see the driveway behind Dylan going through the forest, because I think this is one of our most, well, unique properties we're going to view, because up to this point it was mostly just old farmhouses, but this one is like, well,
it was more of like a mansion.
Yeah, like
sort of in the realm of a castle. You could say.
Yeah, but of course we've only seen the pictures, and right now we are waiting on the real estate agent before we see everything for real. But now I think this is one of the most unique ones. Then we have another one that's pretty far away, which is more of a real farm, I guess a working farm with all the land around it. That's where we're going next after this one. And then later today we go to one that I think has a lot of potential. But of course you need to see it in person, because everything is different here when you see it in person. Because the pictures, sometimes one of those properties really has 5 pictures. So it doesn't really tell you anything at all.
Some of the pictures can be 10 years old.
Yeah. You know, or 15 years old. So yeah, I'm very curious about this one, but so far we've seen one that we were like, yeah, this could work out. And then I think the one later today might be something interesting, and then we have another one on Monday, which I also think has a lot of potential. So a few more to go, but yeah, it's been an adventure. But I'm very curious to see this one, so we'll wait and then walk around. So Dylan and I are at the home we are right now most interested in. So it's Sunday today, and tomorrow we have our last house visit to one of the houses I think might be very suitable for us as well. But so far the house we are at right now, I'm just sitting here at the very old garden bench. The house is actually there behind me. This is the one right now we think has the most potential. We just walked around, took a small hike through the forest area, which will actually be your land if you buy this house. And it has a beautiful view over the mountain here, over the vineyards on that side, over the forest on the other side. Beautiful flat areas where one day you might be able to keep animals like goats, chickens. Definitely enough space for small livestock. And the forest area is actually quite large, and then you have a courtyard in front of the house. So yeah, I think we both agree that this one has a lot of potential, especially because one of the roofs is already redone, which means that we could live here pretty quickly if we buy it. It's very old and a lot needs to be done. So it would be more like camping the first months probably. But we don't really mind. It's part of the experience we are going to have here. So yeah, I'm a sweaty mess. I think it's in the sun 35 degrees right now, and we did a pretty...
we just walked through the woods.
Yeah, we walked through the woods.
With a lot of humidity, so...
Yeah, and pretty steep as well, but very beautiful. And I'm in full sun right now, so I'm sorry for the sweaty look, but if we are going to move here, that's probably something we need to get used to. But Dylan is enjoying the view over there. So yeah, of course, it's still pretty early. This is only the second time we've been to this house, but I think it's the one that's the most on our minds right now. It's the most suitable for us. Of course, we have another house viewing tomorrow, so that is one with a lot of potential on paper because we haven't seen it yet. But this one we have seen. This is the second time, and yeah, I think you can make something very beautiful here. It is a crazy amount of work, but of course that's something that we are also looking forward to in a way.
And somehow this feels more manageable than a lot of other properties we've seen.
Yeah, and it's so in nature, it's so extremely quiet and calm here. It's just, you are completely surrounded by nature, and the only houses that are close are the ones on the mountain there, somewhere, and you can see the other one over there.
However, you're also quite close to convenient possibilities, you know. We just were at a really nice restaurant, which was 5 minutes from here in the car. So it's a really nice combination.
Yeah, it's not too secluded, but right now here you hear nothing, only birds, insects, wind blowing, crickets, nothing else. It's completely silent. It's just, it's amazing. It's completely surrounded by nature, and of course that's something that we are really looking for. Surrounded by nature, but also easy access to towns or cities, and that's something that I think you have here. So of course nothing is certain right now. It's a whole journey, and this is actually the first house that we're both really enthusiastic about, but nothing is certain. There could be somebody buying it right now, but I don't think so. You never know. So the rest of the day we are, I think, going to relax.
Yeah, I think so.
And then tomorrow another visit, then our last day here, and then the day after tomorrow drive to France, where we will stay one night and then back home. So yeah, a lot going on, but this one really gives energy in a way if we see this and we see all the possibilities. And of course for us it's the first time doing something like this as well, but if we can do it together, I think we can really make something very, very special here. The place is just amazing, so we'll see where it goes. So right now we are in Aquiterme. You can see the hot water over there. It's pretty hot, but we are here because we are meeting with someone for the last visit to one of the houses we might be interested in. So today it's Monday. We have our last house visit close to Aquiterme, which is a place we haven't really been before. So all the other houses were in another area. So something different, but I think that's good. And then after this, tomorrow, we'll start our journey home with a small stop in France. And then, yeah, a lot to think about, but we've seen a lot. And after today, I think we can have a good idea if there is a house in all the 20 we saw that might be suited for us, or that we need to look a bit further and search longer. But I think we are able to tell a bit more after today. Good morning, guys. We are leaving here today, so we are going to spend one night in France. Dylan made a reservation at a pretty cool place where we had lunch on the way here. They were not having, or I think they were full for dinner that day, but he really wanted to eat there, so we are going to have dinner there. So this is the end of the house viewing for now. We are in contact with the real estate agent with one of the houses that we are the most interested in. And of course I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. Hopefully everything works out, but if not, then we will continue our search. This is not the end of the video. Of course I will show the place in France, but this is the end of the Italy part, so we are just packing our bags. Dylan is putting some bags in the car already. And then we will be on the road again to France, which will be around 6 to 7 hours, and then tomorrow from France to the Netherlands will be around 8 hours. So it's a pretty long journey home, but we are just also really enjoying ourselves on the way. So hopefully it's not too much traffic. Around this time, everybody in Europe, well, not everybody of course, but a lot of people in Europe are going on holiday, and they are going to the south of France or Italy. So the roads from the Netherlands down are always very busy around this time, but we go up. So hopefully we are almost the only ones, and the rest is going the other direction, but we'll see about that. Hopefully everything goes smoothly, and I will see you guys in France. I am back home again. The ponies are over there. I've greeted them already, as I did with Pino. Of course, everybody's happy to see me, which it's for me the same. You know, I always miss them when I'm gone, but I know they are in good hands here, and I also know that during the next few weeks, months, as these two are fine here, but the homestead is already for sale, and luckily for us, a lot of people seem to be interested, so that's a good thing. Of course, you don't know how quickly everything will go, but these will go to their new owner probably in a few weeks or so. Both the babies are doing great, growing up very quickly. But there was something that I want to talk about with you guys, because after I put the video online where I told you guys that we are selling the homestead, a lot of you have been asking about Grandma. Hey Milky. Milky's over there on the ground, looking very cute. But a lot of you have been asking about what we are going to do with Grandma, and that's a bit of a story. So my grandmother, Dylan and I have always been very close to my grandmother. When we grew up, my grandparents always lived next door. So we grew up being very close. My mom and my dad were both working quite a lot when I was younger. So we were almost always spending time with my grandparents. And of course, being next door and on the countryside, you just, I think, hang out a lot with each other. We always went on holidays together, and I've talked about this in videos before, so some of you might already know how close we have been always. And that's the same here. Of course, my grandmother lives on the homestead as well. Sorry for the wind, guys. It's the Netherlands again, so the weather is a bit different. But we've always been extremely close. So when my mom and Dylan and I talked about everything that's going on and what we're going to do, of course, in the end, the decision is my mom's. We were very lucky to have been able to live here with her, and that's something that she wanted as well, because I know otherwise it wouldn't have happened. So we were very lucky in that way. And if she decides this is no longer how we're going to do it, then the decision is hers. And since everything that's happening and the circumstances and Egbert's health, I think it's the best decision for everybody. It is hard on everybody, but it's the best decision. But my grandma, so Dylan and I are going to go to Italy if everything goes to plan. And we actually wanted to take grandma with us. We would gladly take her. And that's what we wanted as well. So at the beginning we were looking for a place where she would be able to go with us. But my grandma has heard a few years back, I think it's 10 years or something, that she has a problem in her back. and it actually means that they told her 10 years ago that in 5 years time she wouldn't be able to walk anymore, and this problem is getting worse and worse over time. Of course, my grandma is, I think right now, 83 years old, so she's getting older and she can feel it in her body, and her walking is getting worse, and she had a fall again, I think 2 weeks ago, and my grandma told us she don't want to go with us, which is something I completely understand and respect. But if it was my choice and Dylan's choice, then we would just take her with us and make it happen. You know, make sure she gets the best care in Italy, stays with us. But of course, it's my grandma's choice, and I understand that such a move is very hard for her. My grandma is a person that has traveled a lot of the world, especially for her age. I think that's a special thing. And at first she was like, yeah, I'm going to go with you guys. But now she has a few weeks time to think about it. And she's like, it's better if I'm not going with you guys. So then my mom was like, she can go with us, because of course my mom is going to travel around with the camper van, but she's also going to have a home still in the Netherlands, just smaller. But then she's going to look for something where my grandmother also can go. But my grandma was like, you know what, guys, I've been thinking about it, and I think it's better for everybody that I will. It's kind of like an apartment for elderly people. It's not like elderly people home, but it's in a complex that's specially designed for elderly people, where she can get all the care she needs. Right now she gets care, I think, 2 times a day, which isn't really needed, but it's good for her. And she can get all the care she needs there, especially when she won't be able to walk at all. Right now she can still make a few steps with a stroller, but that's it. So it's not great. And if she will probably in a few months will not be able to walk at all, then she can get all the help she needs there. She has friends there. She knows a lot of people that live in that complex. It's actually close to the place where I grew up, so where my grandmother lived for quite a long time of her life. And she decided this completely on her own, which I think is a good thing, because this feels the best for her. And my grandmother also really realistically told us that we shouldn't be planning the next maybe 20 years of our lives when with her included, when she is probably not going to have that time, unfortunately. But my grandmother's pretty realistic, she's Dutch, and it's just the way how she is. So grandma is going to have an apartment. She's still living here, so we are of course not in a hurry, and as long as she can, she will stay with us. And Dylan and I are probably not going to go to Italy also in a few weeks, because everything takes time. There's one of the houses we are really interested in, and we're working on things with the real estate agent, but things take time, and this is not sold yet, so we are still here now. And grandma will go to that apartment in a complex for elderly people, where she has everything she needs, family close, friends close, and we still close as well, because it will take some time before we leave. And my mom is looking for a house. She's very interested in one that is also very close to that elderly complex. So it's a lot of change, and I think it's sad that she is not going to go with us, because I was fully prepared to make sure she has the best rest of her life. I'm not used to being without my grandma for very long, so it's going to take some time getting used to, but it will also take some time before everything is going to change. So right now grandmother's still living here on the homestead, and she will be for the next, I don't know how long, but it will not change quickly. So that's a lot of questions you had about that, and I understand. So now you know. It was my grandmother's decision, and I completely respect it. Although at first I was hoping different, but I understand, and I respect whatever she wants. We're just going to make the best of it, whatever we do. So hopefully next week I will have some news on the situation in Italy. But during the time here, of course, I'm just going to continue my videos here. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and yeah, if I have any news, I will let you guys know. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.